I recognized a superpower that I have been building and has actually started to bear fruit. You know how um, when you hear something from someone about something and you immediately feel like all this emotion and you kind of just erupt and react. You know that feeling? I have learned, and I actually help women not give a shit. Shit that doesn't actually affect me, I don't care. Like, other people's thoughts and feelings have no um, effect on me. They're not my thoughts and feelings. And the only way that I actually get bothered by them is if they're in my face with it, you know? Otherwise, if it's just so and so said something about something, I don't care. So, how do you do that? Well, um, there's a lot of things, but first of all, I learned quite a few of these skills. Like the first concept of these was, I forget the author, but there's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It doesn't actually say fuck, there's like asterisks or something. But he explains how there's only so much time in a day. We only have so much energy to expend on things. And as you get older, you notice this. You're like, wow. And a lot of things that probably didn't seem as important or like uh, needing like so much drama and attention, we're just like, man, we don't get that excited about it anymore. But the thing is it's still typically a habit for us to get all worked up about stuff. Here's the situation though. We want to be sure that we're selective on the fucks that we're giving. It needs to be focused on things that we really seriously give a shit about. Our core values, the ones that we love the most, the things closest to us. And then to top it all off, if it's really not threatened, who cares? And also, Jen Sincero shares a lot of these same concepts in You Are a Badass. And what other people think of me is none of my damn business. So, yeah, honest to God, the only thing that really bothers me is whatever is happening to me. And then I've been working on how I regulate my thoughts and emotions and beliefs around that stuff. But first I had to get rid of the outside noise. So, I question you. How often are you getting super upset about other people's thoughts and opinions? Do you get into arguments all the time with random people on Facebook? Do you get super upset if you have a regular, like, if you go into a job just to earn money and there's a lot of bullshit happening there? Are you taking it super personally? I don't know. What other things? Are you finding yourself upset a lot of the times and it's not stuff that's just actually physically affecting you, like personally right now in the moment? Because if it's not, you gotta ask yourself, like, does this really belong in my bubble? Do I really need to be spending time on this and placing focus on this and stressing about it? Do I? And sometimes people do feel there's some sort of importance that comes with it or significance that comes with getting all adamant about the stuff, whether it's like following the rules, we got to make sure we're following the rules, or this is the way we do things, whatever it happens to be, or that's the wrong way, or I don't believe in that. Some people find significance in that, and you gotta ask yourself, what is what is serving me in this moment? Because we do a lot of bad habits. I was a smoker for a very long time, and when I finally sat down and figured out why and what was the service to me in smoking, even though I didn't like it, I didn't like the smell, and I knew it was unhealthy for me, and it was expensive, and I had to sit down and like really find there were positive things that I was seeing in that exchange. And so the same thing happens with our the way we react and take in stuff from outside. But we have the choice to decide what we allow to affect us or not. So if somebody comes to me and they are super concerned about something that I don't even think about, and I don't really care because it doesn't actually affect me, and it doesn't hinder nor help me, it's just a thing, a circumstance. I'm just like, it's whatever, you know. You want my opinion? Okay, I can share my opinion with you, but like aside from that, I'm not wasting my energy on it, and I would prefer to not have it continually brought up to me, because that is still wasting my energy. That it's kind of like if you have a telemarketer call you and try to sell you on something. Okay, the first time, sure, whatever, right? And you say I'm not interested, but then they call you back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and you've already said I'm not interested. Like, the fuck. Now that's actually going to cause me to be annoyed, and because now you're not respecting my boundaries, so. But just somebody saying something about something to somebody else, I don't care. End of story. So you can check out those books. Or if you just have something that's more personal, because everybody's different, we can work one-on-one. And I offer coaching. I have a few different packages that I offer for it. Kind of really is more tailored around like where you're at, where you want to be, and how in depth we need to get you to bridge that gap between where you are and where you want to be. So we meet once a week. Doesn't always happen once a week. I mean, life happens. You may have a vacation or something, or whatever. You get sick, whatever. But we meet for an hour, and we talk. And that sounds too simple, but we tend to think that we need to do something super complicated. And trust me, it's not simple. It takes a real strong person to sit down and face their shit and not get all judgy, and to be able to have grace and humility. The humility is the hardest part. To be able to be honest and straightforward with yourself and accept the fact that there may be other opportunities, and actually be able to look at things from a different perspective. Doesn't mean you might hear the perspective and be like, oh, that's great, let's just do that, and you're automatically on board. Sometimes it takes a while for it to sit. You need to hear it a few more times, and it definitely takes a while to incorporate certain thoughts and beliefs into the system when you've gone 3 or 4 decades with a different thing going on. But that's the beauty of a life coach, because I get to help you stay the damn course. So hit me up. We'll do a consultation and get started. I gotta go. I gotta call soon with a client.